Hey guys, welcome back to Ron being way too freaking late to doing anything right. In today's video of Ron being way too late to do anything right, we're doing a deck profile of Lascaria Veleno. Woo! She is, without a doubt, my favorite deck in D series. So let's go ahead and get right into it, and we'll talk about the deck as we go. First and foremost, we're going to run the Lascaria ride line. I like the grade 0. I think she's adorable. The grade 1 and 2 are important to the deck's gameplay. This one searches out a Blitz Order, and this one searches top 5 for a Veleno or Blitz Order. And of course, your main Vanguard, you can't not have that if you're running the deck, right? So first and foremost, shout out to my job for paying me enough to have frame rare Lascaria Veleno. She is gorgeous. I do wish they had like a different rarity, but like I'll take it. Well, not different rarity. Then of course you're gonna run your energy generator. You can't not have that in D series anymore. And then a quick shout out to something I do enjoy and I do like. My metal cards. They have a Lascaria one, and of course I bought it. Quality is pretty dang solid. Overall, I do kind of wish it was like not aluminum and magnetic, so that way I could magnetize and go like with a magnet, but it's gorgeous, it's stunning, and if I had a local scene, I would be just using this and people wouldn't care because that's just what happens at locals, right? So getting these out of the way, let's start with the grade 3s. So initially, you're going to want to run 3 more Persona rides. This deck gains power, but of course having more power is amazing. And yes, of course we are running 3 more SR Veleno Lascarias. I think the SRs look amazing. Offense intended to the frame rares. Like the full frame rares are cool. They have like the nice background, but like the regular frame rares, SRs are the future, baby. And I guess I didn't really even go into her ability. So her ability actually is to allow you to play a resource management game. So you've got the second ability to end of battle, your unit was attacked and not hit. If you played a Blitz Order, you draw a card, and if you didn't countercharge, you countercharge. So obviously you've got some pretty good Blitz Order synergy there, and of course we all know they got their own Blitz Order, but secondarily they've got the first ability, which I should have read first. During your turn, if you have 3 or more units with Veleno in their card names, all of your units with Veleno in their card names get power plus 5k, and if you have 5 or more, and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets critical plus 1. So cool, right? Not a bad start, right? You've got your main Vanguard giving all of your units 5k, which of course can lead to 5, 10, plus the 10k base and whatever the back row rear guard is, right? Obviously, we're making numbers. And then you Persona ride, that makes the numbers bigger. Yeah, we're living a good life. Getting into the other grade 3s, we're running Aerifis, 4 copies. I have 3 frame rare and 1 SR, which I do want to switch out 1 frame rare for 1 more SR, but we'll get there. He is also amazing. He's got the ability to restand and give himself power 5k if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, meaning automatically you are given an additional attack. You get 4 or 5 attacks per turn. You are amazing. You're living your best life. Everything's good. Lastly, for the grade 3s, I'm running the Evergreen Transfer. Why am I running this? Because it's a Blitz Order. Not much else to say there. It's a Blitz Order. It's a huge shield. It's an anti-OT, which means in a defensive tank of a deck like Lascaria, this helps you last longer, especially if your opponent hits OT, which you're pretty capable of saving specific Blitz Orders for specific times because you've got your grade 2 Blitz Order, which we'll get into in a minute. But not to worry. So getting into the grade 2s, we've got our first grade 2. Also, I failed to mention, this is still a DZ set 1 list. Yeah. Set 2 comes out Friday for me, so we've got another half week. And instead of waiting for that, I figured I would just hop on because I want to share this build before I get set 2 because set 2 makes it more standardized. Set 1, we've got a couple open slots, no Velenos, and we're like, well, what do we do with them? So might as well get my thoughts out there. So for the first 4 grade 2s, you are running 4 copies of Veleno Familia Milial. She has the ability to, when you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, when she's placed, you can ditch a card and you can either revive a Veleno or you can add a Blitz order to your hand. Nothing crazy, solid utility, right? Not bad. And then to the other unit card for my grade 2, we are running Hallucinatory Morpho. And yes, this card was hotly debated at the first release, or the first reveal of Lascaria. I myself was completely against it. However, considering the meta we're in, I think she's super important. So her ability is to, when it attacks Soul Blast, if your drop zone has a Blitz order, Soul Blast 1, power plus 10k, so she's a 20k attacker. Turn 2 if you have a Blitz order in your drop zone. And then end of battle, she attacks a Vanguard, Counterblast 1, bind herself, search your deck for 1 grade 2 or greater Blitz order that's not a Regalis. Reveal it, put it to your hand, shuffle your deck. If your drop zone has a Blitz order, you may search out a normal order instead. I think she is better over Sea Rumble, Brave Shooter, or whatever the frick he's called. I think that's his name. And here's why. So we are in a current meta where Shiranui runs rampant. You need something to stave off Shiranui. Hopefully, they have to ride up to grade 3 and have a turn 3 where they don't stride before you, because that's what you want. That's really what you want. So what you try to do is you try to grade 2 game them. There's not a lot of ways to do it, and obviously there's only so much you can do because you're mostly running Velenos, and yeah. So Morpho basically allows me to early game, ditch a Blitz order, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get more of them, and I'm going to add them back to my hand using her ability. I'm going to sit on my grade 2 turn, and I'm going to attack with some solid numbers. I may put a booster behind my Vanguard and swing in for like 20-ish K, and then swing in with this for 20k, and if I hit triggers, we've got 30. So these are hitting some solid numbers for turn 2. And of course, the second reason I'm running her is because she's frame rare. I bought a frame rare for cheap when she first came out, and yeah, I figure I might as well use it, right? Hold on. Good lord. Good lord. Oh, we keep it in. We sneeze, but it's fine. Everybody sneezes. All right, and then getting on with the grade 2s, we've got our new Blitz order, the Effervescent Shadow Dream Blade. It is a grade 2 Blitz order, of course, featuring Lascaria as the art on it. Excuse me, sorry. You can Energy Blast 2 and be a 20k shield, and if you play this card, you get to add an additional Blitz order to play during your turn. So if you guard with this, you can then guard with this, and then you can then guard with this, and then you can then guard with, yeah. It gets pretty silly. If your opponent's going all in on a final turn, you want to start with these and then go to your other Blitz orders, making it so you can get like 5 Blitz orders in a turn if you really need to. It's pretty dang solid, if you do ask me. Of course, the ginormous 20k shield is part of what makes this deck so friggin' tanky. Continuing on, we're also running 2 copies of Sweet Honey Garden. It is a 15 or 25k shield, depending on if you have a Blitz order in your drop zone. Simple. We're running 1 Fine Drink of Abolishment for Sins. This Blitz order released really early. It's a Soul Blast 1. You draw 1, and if you've got both of these 2, it's a 10k shield. So it's not a huge shield. It is a shield, and it does draw you an additional card, so if you're in a really desperate situation, here's 10k shield, I'm drawing 1. Since the attack didn't hit, I'm drawing a 2nd. It's really there just in case, and it's rare that I've ever had to use it. Getting into our grade 1s. I dropped it. We've got 4 copies of Veleno Famiglia Fiore. Fiore is my best friend, your best friend, and everyone's worst enemy. She is the biggest reason this deck does not die. On place, Counterblast 1, top 5 if you have a Vanguard with Lascaria, of course. Choose a Veleno or a Blitz Order, add it to your hand after revealing it. Amazing. And then she has her own power plus 2k if you have Lascaria. So that doesn't sound amazing. She's a 10k booster. Ooh. So like on turn 2, you call this behind your Vanguard, you use a Counterblast. You've now got 20k. 20k attacker with this boosting your Vanguard. You most likely added a card for her ability, as well as if you have Morpho's on your rear guard, right? Pretty darn solid round 6. This slot is also a very interesting one because I'm running Booper Stinger. He is a 13k booster if you have 2 or more Blitz Orders in your drop zone, and then on place, Counterblast 1, search a Sweet Honey Garden, put it to your hand. That's it. Like, 3 copies of him, I think he's fine. Obviously, I can't wait for set 2 where I get to replace him immediately, but, you know, it is what it is. Then we're running 3 copies of Frame Rare Honeycomb, Thyreus. I think this is the best PG in the game. Why? Because it's a bug. Next question, officer. And then, of course, 1 Elementaria Sanctitude. Yes, it is a Blitz Order. Yes, I might be switching it over to the new one when we get the new one because the new one's going to be shiny, and I think that's funny. So, yeah, you can PG and draw a card for PGing. Woohoo, crazy. And lastly, I'm running 1 Overcoming the Unnatural Death. Why am I only running 1? Well, Morpho can kind of search it out, and I would rather have more shield value in the deck. Having more orders kind of gonna go against my game plan, because early game I plan on using a good bit of my Counterblast, and late game I also plan on using a good bit of Counterblast, so it works horribly. It's a bit of a pain. I can't wait for the new guy. Then we're running 4 crits, of course 1 SP, not alt art, but SP nonetheless. She is pretty. 3 more crits, so we're running 7 total. The only reason I'm running 7 instead of 8 is because my Vanguard gains a crit herself, so I feel that 4 copies of your additional trigger is better. 1 over trigger. Of course, the Stoicheia one is insane, and in a restanding rearguard deck, it goes hard. Front row power, healing power, normal stuff, right? Then we're running 3 copies of a regular heal, 1 copy of the restanding heal. Again, like I said, this is a early game survivability kind of beatdown deck that hopefully can battle against Shiranui well enough. Not that I have a meta to test it against, or a locals to test it against, but you know, I figure this is probably better for Shiranui. And then lastly, we're running 4 front triggers. Why front triggers instead of draw triggers, you might ask? Because I've got a front row, and I want them all to have more power. So that's it for the deck profile. Let's get into a test hand real quick, so give me a second. Alright, so just finishing up shuffling. We're about to just go in. I'd like to give a quick thank you to my 2 artists, the amazing ORCHID Dragon, who made this Gridora playmat and is currently making me a Lascaria playmat. I love their work so friggin' much. And secondarily, Milk Tea. Milk is a person I've commissioned twice as well, 1 for Gridora and 1 for Lascaria. So now we're at 1 Gridora and 1 Lascaria both, and I love them both as artists so much. So go check them out on Twitter. I'll leave a link to both of them in the description down below. So yeah, getting into it, we're just going to cut the deck for sanctity's sake. We're going to put my energy generator up here. We're going to roll. Am I going first? This is me. 5 and 5 for the enemy. Roll a second time and roll a second time. Okay, stop giving me the same number. This is me and this is the enemy. They're going first, so we're going second, which means obviously we want to see some good going second cards. Cool, perfect. So we've got 2 perfect going second cards and a Blitz Order, which of course we can utilize. I just shuffled without grabbing my next 2. Whatever, it's fine, grab 2. Oops. Cool, so we've got a Persona Ride, we've got Blitz Order, we've got a 20k shield. So we're going to want a grade 2 game this game, assuming we're against Shiranui, because, like I said, that's mostly what this deck is built around. So we're going second. We're going to draw, ditch the Blitz Order, ride. Where did I just put that? How did I manage to... My dice? What the hell? Oh, wait, I'm so smart. I put it back up here. Cool, yeah. So ride, draw, energy charge 3, and then we just go ahead and swing in, because there's not much else we can do. Yes, we could call Fiore, but we're wasting her on-place ability by not calling her, so swing, drive, check, front. It wouldn't even matter because we got power. So we're going to assume they're swinging twice. Guard one with a front, or with a heel, take the other, stand, draw. So we're in a good spot. We got a lot of shield value. We'll ditch a front. Ride the grade 2, use the grade 1's, amazing, on ride ability to search out a Blitz Order and add it to hand. Then we can go ahead and call Fiore, counterblast 1, check top 5, and we can... Honestly, in this situation, I would add another Fiore to my hand. I think Fiore is just that important. And then we'll go ahead and just call Morpho. As you can see, we're not really losing shield value. We traded out that 20k for a 20k. We traded out Fiore for Fiore, and then we called down a 20k attacker. So then we're attacking. Oh, I was supposed to energy charge 3. Attacking, this is 20k because my Vanguard is Lascaria. This gains 2, so drive check, critical, crit here, power here. Swing here, this is 20 using her ability because over here in my drop zone I have a Blitz Order. She gains an additional 10k, that makes her 30k. And we're doing good, right? So we're gonna take a damage. Oh, they're gonna start swinging over here. They want to hit my Morpho. Guard 1. And you know, we've got like a lot of value to guard. So maybe they do ride up and we let this go away and this take a damage. And we can guard with anything here, so let's guard that. So turn 3, they've ridden up. We've already pushed them. Maybe, who knows? This is just kind of like a play pretend situation. Ditch a 15k shield. Ride my grade 3, use the grade 2's ability, top 5. Yeah, Eriphus. My boy. I will be adding him to my hand. Yeah, so we're at 9 energy. We don't want to use any of it because we could always draw into more cards or more units. So let's see. From this top, let's see. Honestly, I would add Melial this time. Why are we adding Melial? So if they rode up to grade 3, right? We're adding Melial to our hand. We're going to call Melial, ditch 15k, add 20k, and then we can call down Eriphus. So Eriphus is going to swing 18k because of Lascaria's ability. Lascaria is going to swing. This is 33k because she gains 5, she gains 2. This is 15 plus her, she gains 5. This is 33k. So this is 15 plus 18, yeah, 33k with a crit because, again, I've got a board over trigger. Yeah, amazing, perfect. Draw 2, heal 1, live our worst life. Power plus 20 billion to Melial, critical to Vanguard. You're taking 3 damage now. Front, amazing. Grand. So then you counterblast 1, you stand your Eriphus. This is over trigger power. This has a front plus, so without any power buffs, this is 15 plus 23 is 38, plus front makes 48, plus the second additional front from the OT. Yeah, we're living good. So obviously that was me hitting an over trigger and just kind of saying LMAO, which doesn't always happen, but you now have an idea as to what a frantic mind of an early game Lascaria player looks like. It's not good. It's terrifying. This deck is super fun. It is it is what I will be playing in D-Series for the near future. I do like the other stuff we're getting. Obviously, I think we're getting a lot of good units. We're getting some cool bugs in the form of Stoy Raja from the Youthquake series, as well as I think technically Levidras, the dragon bug, is also a bug of sorts, so that's something. Either way, I'm super excited. Gridora is still, like, honestly, I don't know which I like more between Gridora and Lascaria. I think they're both amazing, and I'm just eating good. We're living a good life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Leave a like if you enjoyed, of course, and please do hit the subscribe button. If you would like to commission either of these two artists, please do not hesitate. I know they have their commissions open like 90% of the time, and they are both amazing artists, and absolutely take care of every artist that is not an AI artist that you can find, because they all deserve all the love that you can offer. So thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.